Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Anita Handmade Creation. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you on how to cut this V-neck shirt. If this is something you want to know, keep on watching. So what I did was to go ahead and fold my fabric into two, then I'll refold the other piece and place it on it. Make sure to fold right side facing right side. Why am I folding them two pieces together? Is because I want to be able to cut the front and the back. Once I'm done folding that up, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead now, make sure my fabric is straight, and what I have folded is 1/4 of my hip, then plus 4 extra inch. What I will do is to go ahead and draw a straight line, which is going to be my shoulder line. I'll take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder measurement is 14. 14 divided by 2 is going to give me 7 inch. But I'll go ahead and add ½ inch for the ease. After doing so, I'm going to go ahead and slant it down by 1 inch. After slanting it down by 1 inch, I'm going to move now to the armhole depth, which is 7.5. Mark that up. If you don't know how to get the armhole depth, divide around your shoulder by 2. Whatever you have, you're going to go ahead and add ½ inch to it. Or you divide around your armhole by 2. Whatever you have, you're going to go ahead and mark that up. I will mark and connect that up. For the neck depth of the back, I'm going to go down by 1 inch. For the front, I will go down by, I went down by 7 inch, but later on I end up going down by 8 inch, depending on how open you want it to be. The neck width is 3 inch. Then you're going to go in here by 3/4 inch. You can go in up to 1 inch. After that, you're going to go ahead and connect it up together just like this. And I'm sorry if my chalk is not really showing too well, but just go ahead and follow up what I'm doing. Once you're done doing so, go ahead now and connect that up. After that, I'm going to go ahead and connect the neck depth and the neck width. So when I saw that the neck depth was not too deeper for the front, I went down again by 1 inch. Altogether is 8 inch. So what we're going to do is to go ahead now. We will measure up whatever I have here, which is 8 inch divided by 2. And then I'm going to go in by 1 inch. Then I'm going to put 1/4 of my bust measurement. Round bust I'm working with is 34. Divided by 4 is going to give me 8.5. I'll mark that up. And I'm going to go ahead now and connect this part up like this. You can use your freehand or you can use your French curve ruler. Then from the back, I'm going to connect it from the outside, because the front armhole is normally deeper than the back armhole. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure from my shoulder to my half length, which is 15 inch, from my shoulder to my hip line, which is 22 inch. But I'm going to go ahead and add 3 inch to it. The total length I'll be working with is 33 inch. Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to go ahead. I'll be connecting it up with a straight line. Do the same thing here, and also do the same thing here, and on the waistline as well. Now once you're done doing so, the next thing we want to do is to take our round measurement. I'll take my round bust, which is 34 divided by 4 is going to give me 8.5. I will mark that up. Then I'm going to go ahead. I'll be putting 1/4 of my waist measurement. Round waist is 28 divided by 4. It's going to give me 7. I'll be adding 2.5 inch. I'm going to replace back that 2.5 inch here as well. I'll come here on the hip line. We'll take round hip, which is 38 divided by 4. It's going to give me 9.5. I'll add that 2.5 inch to it. Then I'm going to mark that up and I'll be connecting it up like this. Bear in mind that I added 2.5 inch to it. 1 inch is going to serve for my sewing allowance, while 1.5 inch is going to serve for my ease. Now the next thing I am going to do is to pull this up so you'll be able to see what I'm working on the downer part. Remember I said I wanted the length to be much longer. Now what I'm going to do is just to go ahead and mark up whatever I have, which is 10. I'll measure up whatever I have here, which is 12 inch divided by 2. Then I'm going to go ahead now and mark up the center for it to be the guideline. From that 10 inch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I will mark 9.5 inch. Come here, I'm going to go ahead and mark 8.5 inch or 7.5 inch, depending on how curvy you want it to be. Just go ahead and connect it up. We don't want it to be a V. That's why we are doing all this. Okay, but if you want it to be a V, just go ahead and connect it all the way straight. But I don't want mine to be a V. I want it to be like in a form of a U. All right. So go ahead and mark that up. Okay. After marking, we're going to go ahead and just connect that up. Then I'll just go ahead and connect it up all the way to that point. Like you can see what I'm doing here. I will take my French curve ruler. I'm going to go ahead and reconnect it all the way to this other point. Like you can see me doing. If you're not that sure that it is what you want, go ahead and reconnect the line. Like you can see, I'm going to go ahead and just reconnect the line as I want. You see? Depending on what you want to get. Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to take my curve and I'm going to just go ahead and blend those parts up to achieve what I am actually looking for. Okay, because like I said, I don't want it to be sharp. After doing so, I'm going to go ahead and cut that up. Remember, we are cutting the back first before cutting the front. Now I'll move the back, then I'm going to cut the neck depth of the front. Once we're done cutting it, we move that aside. Go ahead again and fold your fabric into 2. Then you will fold it again into 4. We are going to be cutting off the sleeve. And make sure the designs of your fabric, your main piece, and your sleeve are actually facing the same direction. Once I'm done folding it up, I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line, which is going to be the guideline. Now I'm going to move now to my sleeve cap. Sleeve cap is normally between 4 and 5 inch, depending on how tall you are. If you don't know how to get a sleeve cap, divide round bust by 12, then you add ½ inch to it. Then I'll just go ahead and take round armhole and mark on the sleeve cap, and I'll be adding that 2 inch that I added for my allowance. After that, I'll measure up whatever I have here, divide it by 2, then I'll mark up the center. I'll go ahead and divide it again by 2, and I'm going to mark the center of this downer part. And then I'm going to go down by ½ inch. Here I'm going to go up by 1 inch. From this point, I will go in by 2 inch. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to that 1 inch and connect it all the way to that ½ inch. After doing so, the next thing I'm going to do is to flip my curve like this. Okay, I'm going to flip it up. Make sure you're not making it too deep. Okay, connect that point up. Once you're done connecting it up, now the next thing I'm going to do is to mark up my length and connect that up. Now we're going to come and mark the half length of the sleeve, which mine is normally 10 inch. Then I'm going to draw a line right there. After that, what I'm going to do is to take round the upper arm. Mine is 12 divided by 2. You're going to add 2 inch to it. Then I'm going to come here, measure whatever I have here, and then minus 2 inch from there, which is 8 minus 2 inch. I'll be left with 6. Then I'm going to go ahead and add 2 inch to it, meaning that I should have just left that 8 inch. Okay, Then I'm going to go ahead now, mark that up and connect it up, and you're going to go ahead and cut it up. Bear in mind that we are cutting the back of the sleeve first, notch the center, open it up, then you're going to go ahead and zip in the front of the sleeve by 1/2 inch. Then once you're done doing so, you're going to go ahead and notch the front of the sleeve. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'll be cutting up a small band for the down part of the sleeve. You can choose to leave it up, you can choose to add a band to it. It's optional. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead, I'll be cutting up a long band, but normally I was supposed to do this later on, but I decided to use the leftover fabric to cut the long band of it. I'll just cut a long band of 3 inch so that when I fold it, I should have 1.5 inch. Once I'm done cutting that up, we are done with the cutting of the shirts. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. The sewing tutorial is going to come up very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on my next DIY.